What's up, Pie Man? Is that better? Okay. Hopefully it's a little bit better. I'm trying to figure out how this works. Or at least try to figure out better settings. What's up, Toffer? Hopefully that's better. I'm trying to make it where the noises in the background are a little bit more isolated. My day's been pretty good. It's pretty good. It's just, got a little bit more attention from other sources for this project. It's pretty interesting. Thank you, Andrew, for subscribing. Appreciate it. What's up, Shade? Also, thank you as well. Yeah, it's been pretty, oh god, it's been pretty crazy. Not gonna lie. It is kind of sad though seeing so many people misunderstand this project and its origins. What's up, RC? What's up, Ender? Oh, that's still very squeaky. Oh, Jesus. It's gonna be a pretty short stream. At least today. Not gonna be streaming tomorrow. Thank you, Ender, for subscribing. It's much appreciated. It's actually pretty crazy how many people actually come back to these streams. It's actually very surprising sometimes how long people don't watch these streams and then randomly come back. It's actually really interesting. I'm not gonna lie. What's up, David? It's actually pretty crazy how much attention that article's getting. I also read the comments as well. They're definitely quite something. Article, but thank you for joining. It's much appreciated. What's up, Jackie? I also have Discord as well if anybody's interested in that. I have a Discord server on this channel. And I also have Patreon if you want your name in the world and donations, but I mean, if you want to do that, you can. Yeah, the bot comments. Definitely can't miss those. What's up, Dose? I have less than 20%. I somehow missed your comment. I don't know how, but I guess I was just too focused on the pot comment, whatever. Less than 20%. So pretty much I have in this section 2 more sections, and then this smaller section. What's up, William? so thank you as well. Definitely has quite the grind. Not as much as what people would think, but it's still quite a grind. It's kind of weird seeing, like, did I mean to make that noise, but it is weird to, what's up, Fire Dragon? So, the real reason I'd say the starting reason is, mainly because as a person who actually started this project a long time, actually multiple people started this project, but, the person who originally started this project, who's kicked off this project as actually being a thing, is a guy named SwordKing090. They started the world back in 2012. They had the idea of mining the entire world, so it was nothing but like a flat floor, pretty much. And they were just going really slow. Weirdly enough, similar to like Kurt J-Mac when he did his project with Walking to the Farlands. And yeah, Operation Bedrock. It's basically Operation Bedrock. And I'm basically fulfilling his goal, pretty much. Since I know he really doesn't have that much motivation to do the project. I don't blame him either. But he pretty much just started at like took a break around 10-month break. I basically started when he did like a giant 10-month break back in 2017. I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm going to do it, because honestly, I kind of want to see this project being done before, like, you know, I'm like 40 years old. I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna just take the bullet, and why not? I mean, I've always liked mining anyway, so I've always enjoyed mining quite a bit. So this would be an interesting goal, and actually it has been a very interesting project, seeing the progression of it. And it's actually helped me with like video editing and stuff like that. It's been pretty interesting. It's helped me with video editing, bit of Photoshop, stuff like that. That's the main reason I'm doing this. There are other reasons of like showing what is really possible for this game and stuff like that, and to fill anybody else who, you know, wanted to get this project done and or has heard of this project at some point, stuff like that. But that's like the main reason, and it's pretty fun. So, and I don't spend as much time as people think. Like, I think my average daily hour count for this project is probably like 3 hours total, and that's counting with breaks and stuff like that. I'd say like 2 hours straight, my average every single day for the last 4 years, which is not bad when you consider people consume media way higher than 2 hours on average. I just focused it down to this project. I basically took people's free time, like what people usually put on their free time, I just focused it down into this project. If you want to, like, have a nice, little equivalent to how much time I spent on this project. So the reason I can't really move it to the new versions, because it would destroy the entire point of the project of destroying it, because if I moved it to the new version, it would turn into an infinite world. That's the only problem. And it would make this project completely irrelevant at this point, even though many people think this project's already irrelevant, which I don't blame them for thinking that. They just don't understand the history that much of this project, which I mean, when you say it's irrelevant, you're saying it's only irrelevant to you, because apparently this project's more relevant than people realize. Literally, the attention of this channel is proof of that. So, I mean, just kind of funny when people make comments like that. What's up, Moose? The insanity of this project will continue until it's finished. Regardless of whatever odd comment I get on this channel or any other source. Like being called autistic, for example, or having a disorder, which triggers me so badly. For somebody who actually understands psychology in some ways, it absolutely triggers me. But we're not getting into that. So the reason why it doesn't lag is because this game is very optimized. The PS4 version, the console versions, or the legacy versions, I guess is a better way of saying it, are very optimized games. For the most part. Not always, but for something like this, they're optimized. And also, it also helps that whenever I walk somewhere, the blocks disappear. So like the item distance or whatever, the amount of items I can actually see are way lower. Than you'd think, at least. So combine the item cap with the render distance of the items, it's pretty smooth. I mean, there are parts of the world for some reason that lag. I'm still trying to figure out where that is. When I go to like halfway to the section, it just doesn't somehow work. What's up, Kenneth? Or like it just lags at some point for some reason. Still trying to figure that one out. Yeah, this project's like, this console's like dedicated to this project in a way. Like in terms of like optimization, it's pretty nice for it. Or like how somebody said there's no mods, or there's mods and there's like, yeah, there's no mods in this version. Which makes why this makes this so challenging. I mean, there are technically TNT dupers or world eaters, but I mean that would destroy the entire integrity of the entire project anyway. And I already have plenty of proof that this was in full-fledged survival, so. So there's literally no other choice except for mining. I mean, even the amount of pickaxes I have don't matter, but I've kept an average of probably like 6 pickaxes. And I use the Ender Dragon to repair my pickaxes, because I use mending. Thank you, Ross, for subscribing. It's much appreciated. Honestly, I'm actually not surprised that there's usually like this flow pattern, like when it comes to when people what people ask and like when people ask it. So I was thinking like, there's no way this person isn't gonna ask about my pickaxe repairing. Just about everybody asks the same questions anyway. The one that kind of triggers me is like, why don't you use netherite? That one actually really triggers me sometimes because it's like, I'm on the legacy version. It doesn't exist. PS4 version doesn't even have it. It's 14.4. 4.14.4. That version, it's just the village and pillage. I don't have the netherite, the nether update. I can't get the nether update until if I moved it, unless I can't get it unless I moved it over. I'm actually not 100% certain how long it lasts. I know it just lasts quite a bit, which is kind of annoying because if you don't pay attention that much, it's pretty easy to lose these pickaxes and break them. Because it's like you're thinking about something else and you realize, oh god, my pickaxe is about to die, and then you finally actually do it. But there's sometimes where you just don't think about it. It's like, wait a minute, I hear a pickaxe breaking, and then you have to reset it because you could just exit without saving. So thank you, Shane, for subscribing. Much appreciated. wandering penguin. That's your name, I'm not gonna lie. But that actually took a little while to figure out the angle of how to mine just one layer. So the reason I don't mine 2 layers is because it's a little bit, I mean it's not, I would say it's around the same speed as mining 1 layer surprisingly on console because it's only controller because I can't use a keyboard or mouse. Forgot about that. My friends actually built some pixel art in this world. That's all they did though. It's kind of funny. I think it's just because of the sheer amount of resources I had. They were like, let's just build some pixel art. So they built a few things in this world that I mean, I could update to it. I'm not too sure yet. Still have to do the nether in the end as well, though. I'll consider doing it after that, though. Well, I cannot aim, apparently, or, like, even control my joystick. Subscribing, it's appreciated. Felipe for subscribing, it's appreciated. What's it say? Good thing about having only 8 pickaxes is that if I mess up, then it's not that big of a deal. To anybody who doesn't, to anybody who's wondering how I get so many holes, is because of inventory everything. Then throw a pickaxe. I gotta put in my inventory. What's up, glitched Skyrim? That's really unfortunate. Wait, did you... Wait a minute. Are you, so valid? Oh, okay, got you. I was about to say, your name did seem familiar. Yeah, no, I remember you. I wasn't too sure, though, because there could be another, person with the name Glitched, especially when there's new, people showing up pretty, consistently. Yep, talk about lag. I don't know why. I mean, I know why in this section with the chest, but there's an area over there for some reason that lags that isn't near the base. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. Oh god. I mean, at least at that point you had at least some form of connection, because I know you mentioned that one of those stories, where you mentioned that, yeah, that story, where you basically lost everyone. I remember that you can always find another person, I guess. There's always somebody. Wasn't too sure how to word that, not gonna lie. So, is met. It's really odd to say. Some names, I mean, there's some names I can't pronounce anyway, so can't really say too much about that. So after I finish the overworld, I'm going to be doing the nether in the end, but I have no clue after that. Nether's gonna be pretty fun and really tedious at the same time. When I mean fun in air quotes. Probably just gonna do one layer then in the stream. I don't really have that much time right now, so I'm not even gonna stream tomorrow because I have work pretty early. They're just gonna be really tedious. I have enough sand in this world. I've mined enough sand, I'm pretty sure at this point, that I can cover my entire lava pool in the nether with just sand. You know those giant lava pools at the bottom of the world? Yeah, those. You can cover the entire thing in sand. It's gonna be pretty cool. The mobs won't be that big of a deal because I'll be in peaceful, fortunately. Because I'm definitely not destroying an entire nether in easy. Like, I don't want to just place sand and then have a gas just blow up the sand pieces, and then I just drown in lava, basically. I am not dealing with that. That project's already going to be pretty challenging on its own, so... And extremely tedious. I don't want to make it any more tedious than it already would be. You don't want something so rage-inducing for that period of time, for that long period of time. It would not be great at all, let's be honest. Rappy. Yeah, more water. So there hasn't been a time where I actually considered stopping, but I have taken a little hiatus. It was like 3 months. I've actually taken way more breaks than people realize. I definitely can't read your name, but thank you. I guess I'd go with like Tau or something like that, because it's the only part of it I can actually kind of understand. Not really though. I'm probably saying that. I mean, probably even saying that word wrong. I already saved, but I'm not too sure. I always double save, because I always forget if I saved or not. Also, thank you as well. Definitely was not expecting an article written over this. For sure. Honestly, most of the attention I've gotten is something I just wasn't expecting. I mean, it's so random. Like, it's super random. The amount of times or not the amount, but just there's such random times to get attention. It's like there's just no way I can fully expect it. I mean, I could kind of expect it after the first time, because it's like what happens before will happen again type of thing. It's like if I blow up once, there's a chance I'll blow up again. So I mean, at least there wasn't like a... Even then though, it's still very surprising every single time, just... What's up, Michael? Okay, so the light beams are beacons, and you make them by killing the wither, and you pretty much put them on top of expensive resources like iron, gold, diamond, emerald. And each of the beacons have a radius that you can use. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Sounds a bit weird how I'm saying this, or I think my voice tone. But it's like, yeah, each of the beacons have a radius. You power them using like ingots and stuff like that. And they give you effects. And in this case, they give me haste 2 and speed 2 because I have 2 double beacons. Make me mine faster and just walk faster in general. mean, the speed 2 isn't a necessity, but it helps a lot with just moving around, especially in a world this big, and in a section this big. And the fact that I can actually take advantage of the mining speed, or take advantage of the speed width because of I'm able to mine so quickly with efficiency 5 and haste 2 combination. Thank you, Shadow, for subscribing. It's much appreciated. Also, if anybody doesn't know, I have Discord in the description if you want to join that. I also have Streamlabs for donations if you want to donate, and Patreon if you want to have like a membership type of thing and have your name in the world. If you want to do something like that, you can. That's available in the description. I need to check Discord, actually. I just thought about that. I wonder if anybody, new people have joined. Something I just completely forgot about. I don't join the Discord server that often. Mainly because kind of just focusing on the project because of my circumstances right now. In terms of work and stuff like that, it's kind of complicated. Okay, I need to change that actually. What's up, Frank? I need to change that and change it to February 2022. Thank you, Valid, for the $5 donation. It's much appreciated. So yeah, there's so you can either do it in like 2 forms. I have a beacon that I'm going to be lighting up at the very end of the project with the lower tiers of Patreon, and then there's a letter art one. So if you want your name like in pixel art for this world, which I'll be showing off by the end of the project, it's like the highest tier. If you want to do something like that, you can. There really aren't any other benefits. There are Discord benefits, but I mean, don't know if those are 100% worth the price. Because I know in the article that many people came from, it says I was planned on finishing in February 2022, so. But yeah, that's pretty much when I'm planning on finishing it. I don't think it's possible, especially since it's already almost the end of the year already, so. I mean, I would say mid-February to early March is probably when I want to finish it. What's up, McInnes? So close to breaking these pickaxes. Holy Jesus. It's actually kind of terrifying sometimes. I've broken quite a few pickaxes. Fortunately, I have villagers. I can just replace it, but I think the weird thing about this project, I think this project that I know of, it's pretty much impossible to mine this world without mending because of the fact that you can't actually mine an entire chunk with the amount of diamonds it's given. Actually, no, you could. I guess if you use villagers and just use emeralds constantly and just got as many, use the toolsmith for the diamond pickaxe. And just use that for infinite diamond max pickaxes, which is so broken, honestly. I think villagers are like one of the most broken things in this game. Not in terms of like buggy, but more or less just busted if you have a good amount of them. Funny enough, I've actually been doing this project pretty well, not recently, but I'd say throughout the majority of the project, it was pretty casual. Seriously, like, when I say casual, I've been doing this pretty casually. The only reason I've been doing it pretty diligently the past, like, I'd say like 6 months or so is because of wanting to get it done since I'm at the end of it. It'll help with other things once I get it done as well. Weirdly enough, I've had not more time, but like, actually I'd say more time, almost in a way. And, I've been working on this project more with having a full-time job than having no job. Is that kind of weird? I've actually spent more time working on this project more with a full-time job than not having one. It's kind of a mind-bending thing. What's up, Castius? Wait, why did I say what this? Thank you, Cassius, for subscribing. It's much appreciated. I don't know why I said what's up on that one, because it's like, it doesn't make any sense. In the context of what happened, but... I don't know, just people over-exaggerate how much time I've spent in this project. It's kind of weird. I don't blame people for over-exaggerating. I really don't. Because the first thing is people over-exaggerate how long this project takes, and when you combine it with somebody who's actually doing a project that takes this long, then it gets kind of weird. And assumptions become made into existence, which is kind of a problem. But to be fair, I have mined over, I think it's like I've probably mined around 2,500 chunks at this point. At least. I'd say around that number, actually. Because each of these sections are around 160 chunks. Roughly. I think it's 160. Could definitely be less. No idea. I don't remember, honestly. I calculated at one point. Thank you, Archmage, for subscribing. It's much appreciated. The stream's gonna end way earlier than I thought it would. Seriously though, if you want to figure out how much time is spent into this world, at least on average, just take all your free time that you have and package it up into this project. I wouldn't say all of it, but because people have way more free time than they realize. They don't realize how much free time they waste on things that they probably don't want anyway. Yeah, I can show you. What's up, Noel? It's Noel. Give me a second. I'm heading over there right now while mining. So it kind of depends on what's happening in chat. If the chat's kind of dead, then this is only like, I'm barely even showcasing over 100 blocks in distance or something like that. Or something, I don't know. This is a 22 block render distance as well, or 22 chunk render distance, so I'm just gonna point that out real fast. So it depends on what the chat's doing. If the chat's basically dead, then I won't really listen to anything. But I mean, if the chat's actually popping off a bit, then I hate that I use that word unironically now, but if it's popping off of it, then I usually just focus on chat. But if it's what's up, Rubes? But if it's what's up, Lucifer? If the chat's basically dead, I usually just listen to either music, or if there's a subject that I'm interested in, I'll just listen to it. Kinda just depends. So I'm basically trying to mine an entire classic legacy world, which is 862 over 862. Purely by mining, the only reason, or purely by pickaxes, because I want to keep the entirety of this project. It doesn't make any sense to say I mined a world when if I use TNT dupers or world eaters. It just doesn't make any sense when the entire integrity of the project rides on mining using pickaxes. It's also very satisfying as well. Be honest, it's pretty satisfying using pickaxes. Get some good amount of satisfaction doing it by hand or by pickaxe. Facebook video. Wait, what Facebook video? What's up, oh yeah, don't worry, it's already on r/Minecraft. Oh yes. It is kind of weird how people like over exaggerate how much spare time, or not even how much spare time, but like how much spare time I use for this project. It's not actually, at least if you count for average time throughout this entire project, it's actually not as much as you would think. Honestly, just take how much you spend on YouTube, condense all of that down. Um, Especially if you're an avid user, avid YouTuber, or avid YouTube watcher, take all that time you spend on it, condense it down into this project, and there you go. That's pretty much how much time I spend, which is roughly like 2 to 3 hours average. It's not that much actually, surprisingly. On average. I mean, I've been spending a ton of time recently because, I mean, I'm almost done with the project, so why not? And I actually have other things sorted out. Let's go with that. Oh, it was on Facebook. That's interesting. That actually explains it. I just saw the article on just Nintendo Life, like .com. I heard about it, somebody mentioning it in the comment section. I had no clue. That's really interesting, actually. That actually explains it quite a bit. That's pretty cool, though. Thank you to everybody who actually has came from, and thank you to Nintendo Life for actually giving some exposure, or giving more exposure to this project. I didn't expect, I've almost been on every social media platform just thinking about it, but, this project's almost been on every social media platform, I guess is a better way of saying it, but, sub jams, wow. Yeah, it's, almost every, I'm pretty sure, almost every, social media platform. I think the only ones I haven't been on, at least, like, majorly been on, I've technically been on YouTube, but it wasn't really, like, specifically for the channel, it was just more like a coincidence of exposure. But, it was... And Twitter. I think Twitter's the only, like, mainstream social media platform that I know of, at least, that I haven't been on. Maybe TikTok, I have no idea, though. I don't know about that one. Thank you, Comet, for subscribing. It's much appreciated. I think that's the only platform I haven't been on yet. Technically, I've been on YouTube, but not like, not really. Ironically, I mean, I post on YouTube, so it's even a little bit more ironic than it should be. Pretty sure. So, I've been on Instagram, I've been on iFunny, I've been on Reddit a lot. Okay, actually, that's one of my, like, bigger fears. I mean, I guess my other fear is, like, accidentally somehow turning this world into creative. That's my other bigger fear. But, the interesting though, if you do turn this into, creative, you can't. The only way I can, even if I do turn this world into creative, if I technically don't save, then it goes back to survival. So if I somehow accidentally turn it creative, then it doesn't matter, because if I just don't save it, then I'll be good. But I'd say that's another big fear. Probably my two biggest right there are accidentally missing a block and, and accidentally somehow turning this world into creative, which there's a lot of ways you can just not do it, but that article is actually pretty good. Unfortunately, there's a lot of comments where they just didn't understand anything about it. They only use that source as a way of getting all the information, because I didn't explain everything. Sure. You had to do a little bit more digging. I mean, it kind of tells you to do more digging in the article. But so I actually, well, I wouldn't say the first day. I have a first video, which is like intro to Bedrock Massacre, even though it was already technically partially way through. That wasn't really for the project, that was purely just for the sake of like wanting to mine a big section. It wasn't like, oh yes, I committed to mining the entire world. That was more like, that first video I have, which is intro to Bedrock Massacre, that's when I committed. Technically me and my friend committed, but he couldn't join after 3 million blocks, and to be fair, it's not like he did a ton of work anyway. I've probably done this project 99-point-something% solo in terms of mining, mainly. He helped with the preparation though, so I definitely thank him quite greatly for the preparation of this project. But if you count just commitment of mining, like when I first actually started committing to mining this world, it was December, I think it was December 9th. Get me wrong about that. I think it was December 9th, 2017. And if you want a packaged up version, watch the 17 million video montage. Actually, just watch the 17 million video, and then watch the 50 million, or sorry, the 50% showcase, which shows 25 to 50, and then there's a 75%, which shows 25 to 50, or 50 to 75. I'll fix it. I usually just wait, I usually wait till it gets fully red, like, you know how right before the pickaxe dies. Or like any tool has super low durability, where it's not like the black bar, or it's with no indicator, but it's like the notch, I guess you could say before that. Not supposed to be a pun, but I guess it's a pun. Yeah, this is pretty much the level of, how low it should be. Oh, the squeaky chair. My god. Let's try this chair gets squeakier by the day. Honestly, I should make a video of the history of this project. Cause it actually, I mean, it's not like super rich history of the project, but I mean, it's alright. I mean, it technically has more history than, than the Farland somewhat. I mean, the structure itself is technically more known, like the project itself is more known, but in terms of the history of it, then I'd probably say technically has more. I wouldn't say, I'd say less interesting history, but technically has more with like the different people who have tried the project. What's up, I have no clue how to say that. Matia? Mati? I don't know. Something like that. It could even be close to that. I don't have a single clue, honestly. But, I will definitely try not to give up on this project. Which, fortunately, since I'm this close, it'll be easier and easier to continue to do this project. I'd say the hardest time to continue this project was the first, was the start. I'm not gonna lie, the start of this project just, thank you, Selliver? Selliver? For subscribing. I mean, I usually don't commit that hard to things at the start. But usually when I do commit to something, it's like almost full force. Not entirely, but it's pretty much. It's something I just will hold on to it and won't let go. Even if I had to put a hiatus to this project, I will still continue to do it afterwards. Now I don't want to hold on it. I don't want to hold on and just hold on to it to my own detriment, which I've technically never done that, but. Not to that point, at least. Like, almost like a self-sacrifice type of thing. Fortunately, I haven't gotten to that point ever. I definitely knew how to somewhat diversify my interests in things. But the side effect of that was I just wasn't going to finish the project that early. Kind of a weird balance. You have to like put off certain things. They may not take as long, but it's like it'll benefit you later if you balance certain things. Even though people just give up because they're just doing other things. It's kind of unfortunate. Oh, that's pretty cool. What's up, Demon Ritos? That's cool that he actually is continuing to do the Operation Bedrock, especially since it's been like 6 months. I mean, that is true though. He does say certain things like that, and he just doesn't really. Or he'll act on it for like a month or two, and then pretty much be winded for like 3 months, 4 months, and then continue again, or if not longer. What's up, Buster? He still has quite a bit to go, though. He better, be able to, I mean, he puts in some good work when he actually puts in work, but it's just that he just doesn't put in that much work for very long. That's the only problem. He puts in I wouldn't say way more work, but it's like, if you combine it with the other friend he has, he definitely gets more progress done than me, on average. It's just that he won't, well, I would say it's pretty close, but I think he does get more progress than me, technically. On average, even with my casual months, because most of this project has been pretty casual. Most people don't really understand that. They just see, oh yeah, this person's been mining his entire life, or mining for 4 years, has been wasting his entire 4 years of life for some reason because, I've apparently only been doing this forever. For some reason. People think that. Even though I work a full-time job. Even though, to be fair, most of this project I didn't have a job, but I was also doing other things as well, so it was still the same deal. That is true, though. He was, I think he just underestimated Operation Bedrock. I think he just underestimated that project. Just a bit. He did kind of spread himself too thin with these projects. These projects aren't something you can really... I mean, you can, but it's like... You might as well just do one at a time. Because if you have to do other things, good luck doing other things combined with doing several other projects. This is like if I did the overworld, the nether, and the end in one go. Good luck spending any time to get any of them finished. I mean, the end will definitely be the first one for sure, but still. He did have a big problem with, I mean, he had good progress, but with Operation Bedrock, he just spread himself too thin. This is why I usually don't do other things in Minecraft, it's because it's like, I'm already putting this much time into this project. There's like, I really don't have much interest in playing other bits of Minecraft. I mean, I played a little bit of a server that my friends have made, but that's really it. Yeah, you can put a ton of hours into getting several projects done, but there really just isn't going to be much progress done on each of them. I mean, you're going to have to finish them anyway, so like, I mean, so it's really up to him what he wants to finish. But if he wants to actually get Operation Bedrock, I would just say ditch. Thank you, Lambin, for subscribing. It's much appreciated. But, you might as well just ditch the other projects until after the, because it's like, if you barely have the motivation, you take that many breaks for one project, good luck finishing multiple projects, especially on this scale. Like when he thought he was 1% done with the world, even though he's, oh god. It's like, oh, I'll finish this in like a year or two. It's like, nah, it's just no way. I mean, you can technically finish this project in 2 years, but you literally have to go 40 hours every single week for 2 years straight to finish this project in 2 years. It's literally a full-time job for 2 years straight to do this project. In 2 years, that is, specifically. I mean, I guess you could technically finish it earlier, I would think, but with the right setup, the right preparation and stuff like that, you could finish even earlier, but I'm not that dedicated, or I wouldn't say I'm that dedicated, I would say I'm more like, I'd rather not sacrifice that much of other things, because I do balance a little bit. It may not look like it. You gotta consider that, like, specializing is a thing that I do, but I can generalize and specialize things, if that makes sense. Like, I specialize in certain things, like I niche in certain things, but I generalize in multiple specialties, if that even makes sense. It's like I niche in generalize, like I generalize, but I like niche inside of certain subjects of, I don't know how to explain this, but I hope that somewhat makes sense. What's up, Cantat? It's like this, for example. Imagine you're practicing skills, like if you're practicing a skill and you have like 3 different skills, but you switch between those 3 skills consistently. It's like switching between different skills in a way. It's like if you learned an instrument, like if you learned multiple instruments and then you picked one instrument and then you went to another subject and you learned that specific subject or whatever, any skill honestly. Now you have 2 different skills, 2 different skill sets, or you're doing 2 different things but in a very niche way. But you're still technically generalizing, so you're still focusing on different subjects. That even makes sense. But you're specializing at the same time because you're specializing within the niche that you're in already. That's what I've always done. I've always just picked a niche within a game or whatever, and I just specialized, but I also picked multiple games to pick in multiple niches. In each of those games I specialize, but I'm technically generalizing because I'm just using them, switching off between them, if that makes sense. It's like a favorite tool. It's like you have your tools. You have your tool for a different task. I don't even know if that makes sense, but I hope you at least kind of understand what I mean by that. I could be ending the stream in like an hour, something like that. Somewhere around there. I'd say a little bit less. I'd say like 45 minutes. Like that. Just stream a little bit since I have the time. Since I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow or possibly the day after. Possibly. I know a long time ago, like when I say a long time ago, I mean like back in 2015, I'd say 2016 up around there. Yeah, 2015 to 2016 or something like that. I used to watch popular MMOs. Watched a good amount of IBX Toy Cat at some point. I don't really watch many YouTubers, like Minecraft YouTubers or anything like that. What else is there? That's really it, honestly. I'd say in terms of two main YouTubers I've watched, or that I've consistently watched, especially in the past, was those two. Not a great time for me, though, let me tell you. From like a mental health standpoint, but it's gotten way better in the last like year. What's up, Travis? Also, thank you for reminding me, because that was actually one of the few times where I actually kind of zoned out a bit. It's always a mix match, like a 50-50 chance that I even like look at it or I don't look at it, pretty much. It's like I'm completely zoned into it, or I'm like completely out of it in terms of watching my pickaxes. I think it comes down to some luck. Not gonna lie. Only luck is if I just happen to look and my pickaxe is low, then some burden with focus. The burden of high focus is not always that great of a thing. There's so much as too much focus. I mean, to be fair, the only real reason I have this much patience is because I kind of knew how long this was gonna take. I planned this out 4 years in advance, roughly. 4 to 5 years I planned this, because I knew I'd be doing this pretty casually, to be honest. I did plan this out 4 to 5 years. Outside of this, I really didn't have like a huge plan, but I just like, yeah, I'm gonna start this project, plan it out. It's like, whatever happens after that, then whatever. Whatever happens during this project, then whatever, honestly. Ryan for subscribing. It's much appreciated. Probably been into the stream in roughly... I thought it was gonna be 45 minutes earlier, but now I think it's around 30 to 45 minutes. I know this version is very nostalgic to people. Unfortunately, it looks exactly like Java. I mean, it's not a bad thing that it looks like Java, it's just like, it's really easy to like misread what, which version's which at a glance. Which is probably why people think that this world is infinite, or why the world's why I'm mining an infinite world. Or pseudo-infinite, more like it. It's pretty pseudo. It's like, it feels infinite, it's actually not infinite. Yeah, I'll just save. What's up, Brunts? Or Brunts? So, I have less than 20%. I don't know the specific percentage, but it's probably close to like 83, 84%. Thank you, VIP Princess, for subscribing. It's much appreciated. Yeah, I'm the person who's pretty much mining an entire classic world. Fortunately, people think I spend way more time on this than I actually do, but that's another story for another time. But yeah, I am the person who's doing that. Fortunately, people don't realize why I don't use TNT machines, because the reason I don't use them is to keep the integrity of the project from Sword King 090. The original person who started this project, pretty much. What's up, Brendan? What's up, Nicola? Or Nicola? I don't really know, actually. Yeah. So, like, each section takes roughly 180 hours. I'd say close to 190 if you account for, like, the deeper oceans, but... Thank you, Brendan. I don't know about the world record thing. I mean, it's technically... I guess I technically have a world record for the most blocks mined with a pickaxe. Because I don't know anybody else who has mined, at least a single person who has mined, over 35 million blocks with just a pickaxe alone. I mean, do you guys know anybody who's sponged over 4 million blocks of water or something like that? Like literally a whole deep ocean? Because I do have a time lapse on that, it's pretty cool. I've always enjoyed those time lapses. It was actually very satisfying to make a time lapse of my own. What's up, Justin? So, thank you, VIP Princess. It's, pretty interesting how much attention this project's getting. It's crazy. I didn't expect it to be this consistent, I'm not gonna lie. It's been so consistent amount of people. Thank you to, everybody who's actually joined on this insanity. Yeah, not even just a regular ocean. Like down to 46. This one goes all the way down to 32, an entire deep ocean. The deep ocean was like 3 million blocks, which I didn't get rid of it all at once, but just over time, I got rid of it. It's the top quarter of the world. Sorry, the top left quarter. It was the 50, it was pretty much the sections before 50%, so pretty much the 50% montage. Oh god, if I can't even imagine what's gonna happen when this project is finished. It's gonna be amazing, honestly. Not in terms of like, well, in terms of pure satisfaction on my own sake, but like the community, how the community is gonna view it after it's finished. Not even just a Minecraft community, but it could be other communities outside of this game. It could even be outside of gaming, possibly. Very small chance, but it is technically possible. This is crazy. I just wasn't, like, when I first started this project, I wasn't actually expecting much to happen. Almost at all. I mean, it made sense though, because I mean, I basically waited 2 years and then random blow up happened. So I basically went 2 years of mining at 48 subscribers, and then 2 months later I had over 20-something thousand subscribers. And several thousand more people actually even saw the, So I have less than, okay, wait, never mind. I am on Twitter technically then. Okay, so I guess the only platform I'm technically haven't been on, well, I mean, I technically have been on it, but not really. I don't really count the video that I've been on as legitimate, like, exposure. I mean, it technically is, but it depends on how you view it, but I think the only other, like, direct exposure, if that's a better way of saying it, is YouTube. That's the only, like, direct exposure that I haven't gotten. I think I've literally been on every single platform besides maybe, like, TikTok. I could be wrong about that one. I could have probably actually had some exposure on there. But, I think TikTok and YouTube are the only two, in terms of, like, mainstream social media. Wait, how did I make it on Twitter? Thank you, I think it's Nicola? I don't really know how to say that name, but, I feel like there's multiple ways of saying it. But thank you for, subscribing. It's much appreciated. Because I know I'm on Facebook because of Nintendo Life. I know I'm on an article they made. But I don't know about Twitter unless they post it on Twitter as well. But I have no idea, honestly. I feel like I'm already going viral. That's the crazy part. It's actually an insane feeling that, I don't even know how to explain the feeling. It's just, crazy. Oh, okay, they post on Twitter. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting. That'd be really funny to have a... I mean, I guess the only person that would actually have some interest in terms of YouTubers is, only one person I can think of, and that's IBX Toy Cat. That's the only mainstream, bigger YouTuber I can think of that would have interest in, the finish of this project. Only one that I can think of. Maybe, I mean, people even suggested, talking to Ant Venom, but I don't know about that one. I don't know if he would have much interest in that. He may enjoy it. I don't know, those are the two main people I've thought about. You know he likes breaking things. But that's it really, in terms of, people on YouTube, at least in terms of making a, noticeable amount of attention. I mean, there are probably other people as well, but... Okay, so the reason I don't use the TNT machines is because it would kind of ruin the entirety of the origins of this project, which is from Sword King 090 of his Operation Bedrock series, which was basically mine everything and keep everything flat. Like, mine everything and then keep the floor flat. That's a better way of saying it. It's really just for the integrity of the project. Also, there's some insane satisfaction when it comes to mining it by pickaxe. Especially when I finish. All that satisfaction's just gonna boil. What's up, Jesse? Thank you, Cameron, for subscribing. It's much appreciated. Finally getting to these layers where I don't have to deal with the sand wall. It's always actually kind of annoying. Okay, so I can give a quick tour real fast. I have a little bit of time. Why not? So I'm just gonna mention, when I fly around, there's gonna be some pixel art that my friends have built. So I'm just gonna mention that real fast, because that's all they wanted to do in this world, was build little structures. Because I mean, to be fair, I mean, why wouldn't you? If you don't want to mine, what else would you do in this world? Here's let's do this. Make it easier. I don't know if it's worth it having the map, but the skeleton farm over there is the other side. God, I just realized you can't even see the other side anymore. I never noticed that, actually. Wait a minute. It's a skeleton farm. The reason I use a skeleton farm was specifically for bone meal, or for bones, to turn into bone meal, and then turn the, and there's llamas everywhere. Put the bone meal inside of a zero-tick sugarcane farm, and then put the, sugarcane, turn into paper, and then turn into, to trade into a villager. For enchanted books. Finally made it, good lord. So yeah, almost there. I can almost get to the point where if you can almost see nothing in all directions. Not counting the skeleton farm. I'm not counting that. Any type of like land, anything I haven't built. Let's go with that. Yeah. It's the other side. This goes way over here. There's the art. If you want to even call it pixel art, if you want to call it that. There's something my friend built a while back. It says creeper. That, yeah. In portal. That's fine. Just give me a second. You'll see some diamonds. It's a Kermit. Kermit with Infinity Gauntlet. And here's the old base I've had for a long time, which you just wait until I have cactus. Okay, and here you go. There's the diamonds. Purely from mining. None of these are from like any duping or anything like that. This is purely from just mining the world. I mean, I probably lost like a couple hundred diamonds, but it shouldn't make that much of a difference, honestly, if you count the total. I mean, it's not like insane amounts of stuff, but I mean, coal's kind of empty because I moved the coal somewhere. Ton of redstone, iron. Yeah, it's pretty much it. There isn't that much to this world. I mean, there shouldn't be that much. This is how I usually travel across the world. I don't use fireworks because there's not really any reason anymore. I mean, I guess a while back I probably could have used fireworks, but oh yeah, that little thing, that thing right there, that box, that's for like mobs and stuff like that. Let me just tell you, it's absolutely insane when you have almost all the mobs possibly spawn in one little tiny area like that. I've actually crashed the game from killing mobs in that area. What's up, Chaos Crafter? I mean, to be fair, this is just a classic world. Mined purely with pickaxes. So, I mean... At least solo. I mean, you could probably get a bunch of people band together and do this project, but I mean, it's a little bit more difficult than, because you have to be on the world to actually use it. Legacy, if I remember correctly, so. So good luck with that though, because, unless the host is actually dedicated enough to actually keep the server running, or the thing running. I don't know. It's a bit, it's quite a few blocks. For using just a pickaxe. That's pretty much everything. I just use, I've used probably over 5,500 pickaxes by this point, at least. I'd say a minimum of 5,500 pickaxes. I think even if you account for all the water in the world, I've probably used that many. With Unbreaking 3. Fully max 5,500 diamond pickaxes. I know a bunch of people won't find this impressive because people use machines and stuff like that to clear 1,000 by 1,000 areas pretty easily, but I mean, that's not really the point of the project, so there's just no point in even trying to compare in the first place. There's just no, you really just shouldn't compare them. There's no point in even trying to. I'd rather keep the integrity of the project. It's pretty insane. Oh yeah, that beacon right there, that's what I'm basically putting people's names on it. I'm putting Patreon names, and by the end of it, once I finish the overworld, I'm lighting it up, and once I put beacons there, that is, I'm lighting it up and signifying that the overworld is done, and I'll do the same for the nether at the end. You know what's kind of weird? I've never actually had a dream of mining. I've had like a dream of Minecraft before, but I've never actually had a dream of purely mining. It's kind of weird. And very surprising. Yeah, this was completely, it's all about context with this project. If you want to say, okay, yeah, you could do that in an afternoon with machines, you're not really understanding the purpose of this project, or like the integrity of the project or the history of it in general. What's up, Jack? Since, let's be honest here, it was started with mining. Like, not machines, but like mining the world started with legitimate hand mining. It started with a guy named SwordKing090, a person who originally started mining a classic world back in 2012 when the console version just came out. And that's pretty much how it started. And that person just was making super slow progress. I don't know if you've heard of Kurt JMac, but it was a very similar situation. Like, that person would just make extremely slow progress. Except he would actually make good progress, a lot of progress, but he would take multiple breaks. At least Kurt's consistent. But, I don't really blame him too much, honestly. I think he underestimated this project. That's how it started. And then IBX Toy Cat made a video over this project. Wasn't channel, but project. And there was also another group who tried this. They basically, okay, I don't know if you've seen this, but it was like a time lapse of mining the world. It's literally called like mining an entire world or something like that in all caps. It's by like Aiden. It has like 60-something thousand views or whatever, and they apparently had a falling out. And there have been also multiple other people who have tried this. They didn't do it really on camera, but they tried it, apparently, from comments that I've heard. And, at least. And then I think the rest is basically history. I don't think there's been anybody else who's actually attempted this outside of myself. So pretty much the integrity of the project, this is all it is. It's literally just mining the world until everything is flat. And when the original project was just using pickaxes, that's pretty much one of the things. Like, I mean, you could do it with TNT, but it's just a different... It doesn't have the same... I guess just feel to the project and or like satisfaction or... If it started with pickaxes, I'm finishing with pickaxes. So let's go with that. If he starts it with mining pickaxes, then I will finish it with mining pickaxes. Or mining using pickaxes, better what I say. What's up, Yusuf? I think Kurt will finish it. It's just gonna be a really long time. Now the project I'm kind of doubtful of finishing was the Build the Earth project from Pippin. That's a project that I'm kind of like, it's possible if they can speed up the progress they make drastically. That's the only project I'm kind of like, is it possible within a lifetime? I would say, what's up, Joe? I would say that progress has been pretty... I'd say throughout the entire project, it's been kind of linear. I'd say since this past, like, quarter has been pretty exponential. I would say, generally speaking. It's been pretty consistent, though, if you account for all 4 years, and the over 6 months of breaks. Yes, I have taken breaks, actually multiple breaks, mainly because of external factors that were ruining trying to make progress on this project, but, or just taking a hiatus at one point. I've only taken one true break, but the rest were kind of forced breaks for my own other things getting in the way. I mean, over 6 months of breaks. It could have been actually more, but at least 6 months. I'd say minimum. See Brendan. It's kind of actually not a bad time to leave, because I'm about to end the stream anyway. Kind of a short stream today, but I mean, it doesn't really matter that much, to be fair. Just getting those small progress is actually good. It builds up. I usually like getting like the longer streams going, like 6 to 12 hours. But that's only with my days off, though, which today I'm not off work, so it's not like I can actually have any control in that. I use the mine off camera quite a bit, actually. I have over probably 1,300 hours of streaming of this project, and I would say that barely has over... I'd say a little bit over. I mean, to be fair, the streaming, that also accounted for other things as well, but a good amount of it was off camera, though, at some point. I mean, I had entire sections not even recorded, like 3 million and 4 million. Thank you, Damon. Thanks, he's subscribing. It's much appreciated. It happens, honestly. There's a lot of times where I like want to finish it in a certain amount of time, but it's stretched out because I have other things getting in the way. Which is not a bad thing. I'm trying to let everything just flow past me and just like let everything take its course in terms of what I do or have to do or whatever. What's up, Mick? I think it's Mick? Mike. I don't know. There's no E there. About to hit 30 viewers. That's pretty sick. Unfortunately, I'm about to end the stream, though. It's kind of... This was still such a random time to get attention. I mean, to be fair, it happened last time, too. It just kind of came out of the blue. It's like, oh, well, I guess this is happening right now. It's pretty much what my thought process is. Maybe not the first time I blew up. The first time I blew up was really special, honestly. It was like the first time I actually got, or at least because it was such a shock. Like, really, it was like a shock to my system at like midnight. What's up, creative name? Alright, so another layer done. I'm gonna go on in the stream now. May stream, not tomorrow, but the day after. So yeah, I'll see you guys, sometime in maybe a couple days.